All right, Deathless Thanos has entered the contest. Let's discuss. Yeah, Deathless Thanos comes into the contest with Cold Snap and Frostbite immunity, Poison immune. He has a passive stun, and he can go unstoppable. All amazing feats. But first, we gotta discuss, his combo. What is his combo like? His combo is kind of cool. It kind of reminds me a little bit of America Chavez and Doctor Doom because he has a passive stun that he can inflict when you're fighting with him, and it actually can come in handy at the right moment if you're, in a bind. And it also contributes to his abilities and how you use them in the contest, because there's going with that passive stun, there's going to be a plethora of ways you can use it, and it's really beneficial. I have used it a few times, and I've had a good time, and I'm already like falling in love with this champion. I can't wait to pull him when he's made available. And yeah, he wasn't clunky and or hard at all to play. His counterpunch charge can be a little complicated, but we'll get into that. Let's discuss his strengths. What are his strengths? One of his strengths is damage. He has a plethora of ways he can deal damage, and it's all easy to do. It's not complicated at all. You just got to find the right rotation or how you like to play him. But yeah, he has a plethora of ways he can do damage to the opponent. Also, his sustainability. On defense, this dude is hard to kill. He has the unstoppable, he has a passive stun, he has the counter punch. This dude, he's gonna be a tank on defense. Like, he is very sustainable, and I think he's gonna be helpful in a lot of content, especially the Necropolis. And his other strength is Armor Shatter. He has this Armor Shatter ability, and it's a little bit different, and it does like a lot of damage paired with the, the multiple ways you can do damage with him, and that passive stun and his SP too. Yeah, this dude, he has it all. But unfortunately, like every other champion in this game, he does have some weaknesses. One of those weaknesses is physical resistance. If the champion has some kind of physical resistance ability in their kit, or they have a physical resistance buff, he's not going to hit as hard as he could against a champion that doesn't have physical resistance. He will struggle with that. Also, like, if you apply a slow to him, he's kind of reliant on that unstoppable, and if you apply that slow, it will take all of the gas out of his tank, and he'll be a little bit easier to deal with on defense. Another one of his weaknesses is debuff control. Any champion that can shrug off debuffs is going to do really well against him, because Deathless Thanos is kind of reliant on his debuffs. What are his immunities? Well, one of his immunities is he's poison immune. You don't have to worry about any poison champs, so Immortal A-Bomb or A-Bomb. He's going to do just fine. He's also Cold Snap and Frostbite immune. So if you're dealing with an annoying Iceman like right here, you're going to be fine using Thanos. So keep that in mind. Let's talk about his Awakening ability. Now, his Awakening ability, I'm just going to read it to you. His personal effect is spot to 40% slower, and he gains up to 100% increased ability accuracy scaling with necrotic energy. And his personal protections gain plus 1% flat potency per necrotic charge. At the total of each fight, each quest as an attacker, and each fight as a defender, he gains 30 necrotic charge. So in my opinion, he kind of does need to be awakened to really benefit from his increased ability accuracy and other things in his kit, especially his personal protection. Would I dump 6 stones into him? Well, I think so, but I feel like I would dump Cosmic 6 stones, and since he's a Deathless champion, you're going to get 106 stones from doing the Necropolis, so you don't even need to drop generic 6 stones on him. So I do think he's worth the 6 stones you get from the Necropolis. I think you get 100, but I don't know if I'll put generic 6 stones into him right away. I would just do the Necropolis. His prestige is 27,360 as a 7-star, rank 3. So that's not bad prestige in my opinion, and he does benefit from his Awakening ability like almost every champion in the game. So keep that in mind when playing him. On defense, what is he like on defense? Well, on defense, he's going to be a tank. He's going to be annoying on defense. I'm letting you know this now. I feel like he's one of them champions you're going to need a direct counter for. Like, since he's poison immune, Archangel is not going to be effective against him at all. So Archangel is automatically out, and he has that unstoppable. So I think champions like Valkyrie is going to be really, really effective against him, because she counters unstoppable and she can do a lot of damage through the block, which is also beneficial. So any champion that can like counter unstoppable with slow, or this can deal with unstoppable naturally, is going to be perfectly fine. But if you don't have a direct counter, he's going to be a problem. Also, like champions, even Mystic champions, can be a little bit challenging against him because he has that counter punch charge where he goes unstoppable, and since his passive in this fight right here, Absman isn't going to be as effective as he would be had it not been a passive debuff or buff, excuse me. Stat focus. There weren't many stat focuses I thought he would be effective with, but I will say the special damage stat focus on both offense and defense are really valuable because, you know, they increase his special damage, and as a defender, that will only help him because, you know, he's going to be throwing his special left and right, especially in battlegrounds or on war defense. And offensively, the more damage you can do, the better, because he has a plethora of ways of doing damage anyway. So, yeah, I think those are the two in my opinion. But leave a comment below if you think otherwise. The relics I would recommend, I thought the Gamora relic was really effective against him since the Furies are not guaranteed, and it can improve the odds and the buff themselves that he gains. Another relic I thought was good for him was a Thor relic because you gain a lot of Furies and it benefits the vigor buff and attributes of and other attributes of this relic, excuse me. And last but not least, well, not last, the masteries I thought would be good for him were the recovery mastery and the inequity mastery. I think will be really beneficial, and also the despair mastery. I don't think he will be really good for the damage masteries. He is poison immune, but he doesn't have a way to heal, so he's not going to counter that recoil. But, you know, I'm pretty sure there'll be people out there that will play with the damage masteries, and he's immune to poison, so eventually that bleed debuff will go away. But the fact that you got those specials can still hinder him a little bit, in my opinion. But, you know, that's just my opinion. I don't ever run the damage mastery, so maybe it'll be different for other people. Last but not least, let's talk about my overall thoughts. So overall, my overall thoughts are, his pros are, this dude Thanos, he's a tanky defender. He's going to be a battlegrounds nightmare. He does have a relatively easy playstyle, in my opinion. He's fine on Awaken, but Kabam is going to give you an opportunity to awaken him anyway, and 106 stones if you go to Necropolis. And he has really, really great utility. He does have a few cons though. One of his cons is there's only one way to attain Thanos, and you need all of the other Deathless champions, which is 4, to attain him. And there's no other way to get as of right now, there's no other way to get the other Deathless champions. So if you didn't get the Deathless champions in the last year, you're not going to be able to get 7-star Thanos when he becomes available. And last but not least, he's also debuff reliant. Now, I will say, I don't think his cons outweigh his pros, but I will say that there being only one way to attain him, and the fact that you need the other 4 Deathless champions to attain him is a tough pill to swallow, because right now I think it costs around 15,000 units to get 1 Deathless champion. I think, I could be wrong, they may have changed the price. At the time of this video I thought it was 15. I may be wrong, leave a comment below. But yeah, getting him, if you didn't get him in the last year, then you're just gonna miss the boat. And I don't know this for sure, but I'm hoping that Command makes the other 4 Deathless champions attainable, and make Deathless Thanos attainable as well, but only time will tell. As of right now, the only way to get him is through a quest, and you need all 4 Deathless champions to do that quest to get Deathless Thanos. So those are the only cons I see right now, but overall he's a phenomenal champion, and I definitely think he's gonna be a monster in battlegrounds, and he's gonna be fun to play, and I can't wait to play him. So overall, great champion. But if you did like this video, please hit that like button. And for anyone new here, if you can hit that sub button, I'll greatly appreciate it. Y'all take care. Have a great and wonderful day.